Hi all, my name is Shamsul Abu Bakar from Landscape Architecture Department, Faculty of Design and Architecture, UPM. Today I would like to share with you a presentation titled Visual Interpretations of Backlane Projects in Malaysia. So the presentation will cover four major sections, which is the introduction, issue, case study, and also the conclusion. In general, as introductions, about Malaysia, we are divided into two main regions, the western part and also the eastern region. Population of 32 million people and consists of four major racial groups. And historically, we were colonized by the Dutch, the British, and also the Portuguese. A little bit of history of architecture in Malaysia. So if you can see here, we have three different periods of architecture, which is the vernacular architecture, the colonial architecture, and also the post-independence architecture. And this is generally the vernacular architecture that we have, made from timber, heavy with decorative panels. Another example, but a smaller version of it. And this is some of the examples of building built by the British in Kuala Lumpur. Another examples of colonial architecture, shop houses, which is a lot of this were built during the British colonizations. This is an image of post-independence architecture. You can see there's a lot of high-rises. And housing area. This is part and partials contribute towards a lot of backlane evolutions in Malaysia. A little bit of introductions on backlane typology in Malaysia. You can see that we basically came up with more concrete guidelines on backlane development in 2013 and officially published in 2014. So you can see like some of the backlane functions, as a fire department, most likely for safety, maintenance, privacy, ventilations, and part and partial for open and also green spaces as well. Some details on the setback. Normally we require around 20 feet of setback for the backlane development in Malaysia. So what are the issues? So I think this is quite common in many countries when we talk about backlanes, and you can see there, definitely is normally associated with dirty, unpleasant smell, lack of security, crime, poor natural ventilations, lack of social interaction. So through recovering backlanes in Malaysia, hopefully we can, create more social connections, more meaningful space as a local attractions, and so on and so forth. So some examples of how it looks like in Malaysia, the backlanes. So you can see they are most likely unkept wells, poor maintenance, things like that. Being fenced out to avoid crimes, but end up adding more issues to the site. So let's go to the first case study. This is Kanga Street Art, located on the region on the northern part of Malaysia. So you can see like this Kanga Street Art backlanes developments or redevelopments basically involve a lot of communities. I have students coming in and also the NGOs coming in to help out the local authority. So this is the scene once they finish the setup. You can see like people are using it, taking pictures. And this is the second case study, which is at the Church Street and Penang Street, Malaysia. This is where the Georgetown World Heritage Site was located. Another examples of how they plan for the backlanes. Illustrations of the backlanes. and this is the end products of the design, how it was implemented. So this is most likely quite, I would say, it's not as what you can see on the first case study just now. This is more subtle in terms of elements and colors used. I would say intensive use of plant material. This is another example at the Georgetown World Heritage Site. This is the before image and also the after image. You can see installations, lighting installations. Before and after as well, you can see light installations, some upgrades on the wall and also the pedestrian walkway. Activities that they have at Georgetown. Another example by some of the international artists, wall are being painted. This is another example. So these are the locations where tourists are, very popular with the tourists. Case study number 3, we talk about Kuala Lumpur Backlane projects. And this is an examples of, I would say, multi-tiers developments or flat housings. And the thing is, what we can see here, developments of the projects, they use bright colors, some upgrades on the lanes, using colors, things like that. You can see some of the activities here that we have. Most likely, if you can see here, we use a lot of murals, pictures, things like that to add on more, I would say, energy to the site. This is another examples, related to Backlane projects in KL. So you can see like they came out with brochures, things like that to promote some of the activities. So you can see these are some of the activities that was run by the locals. And case study number 4 is related to Kuala Terengganu Backlane project. This is on the eastern part of Malaysia, or eastern part of the Malay Peninsula. So you can see there's a lot of installations, art installations beside murals on the lane. I think one of the interesting part about this project is how they try to use local resources and local materials. You can see that this is local fabrics, that locally produced as part of the cultural heritage in Terengganu. Definitely something, as you can see before, murals and some of the details. You can see that they use a piece of ceramics to create kind of patterns, and you can see here this is like a turtle. A turtle is very famous here, so they try to incorporate, as I mentioned to you just now, the local resources, local attractions, or local contact as part of identity when the project is done. And case study number 5 is related to Johor Bahru Backlane projects. So you can see how the backlane is developed and turned into kind of a social space with minor improvements, like some treatments on the lane and lightings. This is another interesting project, quite controversial, that draw the public attentions. You can see like the criminals waiting for the girls to attack the girls. It draws a lot of public attentions to participate and join and celebrate the artwork. You can see like how the artworks are communicating with the people. But unfortunately, this work drew, I would say controversial, because it does bring some kind of, I would say, negative perceptions towards the local authorities. So I think some of the publics, they decided to add on policemen next to the criminal. But towards the end, the local authority decided that they want to, take it out, and that's what happened. That's what you can see right now. So as a conclusion, when we talk about residential backlane in Malaysia, we can divide it into two parts. One is purely residential backlane redevelopments, and the other one is commercial plus residential backlane developments. So you can see, like, in terms of popularity, the commercial residential backlane development has higher popularity and higher use in terms of usage from the public and also the tourists. Solution that they use, like wall painting, temporary art installation, use of bright and vibrant colors, things like that. Lighting, pedestrian upgrades, and activities, quite a number of activities like sightseeing, photo shoots, movies, storytelling, and also acting as well. And participation, we can see, like, there's a lot of local authorities involved, international artists, NGOs, CSR, and also from the local community. Compared to residential backlane development, I think it's much less popular in terms of user. They are a little bit more limited to local and neighborhood community. In terms of solution-wise, they use plants and pedestrian upgrade activities. You can see, like, socializing and also gardening. Participations can be, from local authority, NGO, and also local community as well. And part and partial, when we talk about residential backlane and recovering backlanes in Malaysia, the challenges definitely, we talk about funding, community participation, community commitment, ownership, and level of privacy. And I think that's all. Thank you very much for watching.